How's it going today, guys? I wanted to show you my bed setup on my Toyota Tacoma. Now, this whole truck is being set up for Ashley and I to live out of. We're gonna be traveling the country. So my setup is pretty specific to my needs, but I wanna hop into this because it might help anybody else out there. And it's becoming a bit crazy back here. So I wanna take you guys on a little tour of my back of my Tacoma. So back here, this is the Victory 4x4 bed rack. For me personally, it was a budget. Now my budget is a little bit different than other people's, mainly because I had a specific idea what I wanted the truck to look like before I even started modding it. So I wanted it to be this height, and I like this style because it comes back to the tailgate. And I think that looks a lot better rather than the ones that are just bars. That's just me personally. But this bed rack costs about $900, $850. I think I got it around that price range. And I've had it for about a year and a half. It's had my rooftop tent up there, which is also a budget rooftop tent, under $1,000. So altogether, this bed rack and this tent, I'm just under $2,000 wrapped up into it. So I think I got the tent for like $800 and the bed rack for $850. If you know anything about overlanding stuff and pricing, that's a pretty good deal. Coming a little bit closer here at this Victory 4x4 bed rack. These little offshoots I have here on the bed rack actually came from Victory 4x4 as well, and it's actually a bike rack. This is the back of it. It holds the back of the bike here. It's a tray. These cost way more than what I think they're worth. I think they're about $200 without the sale. I got it on sale for like $150. And I had to go ahead and drill holes into this right here to be able to mount them correctly, because they originally wanted you to mount them here, and then I couldn't mount my max tracks. If you have this mounted where it's supposed to go, you can no longer use this mount because the mountain bikes will interfere with that. So I had to adjust everything, and then I actually flipped this around and mounted stuff on the inside, because you can't mount stuff. This is hollow. That's one of the big cons about this bed rack, is I wish this was full so I can mount on the front and back. And I might actually end up turning this back around if it doesn't interfere with the bike anymore with it being mounted down low. But I did have to drill holes here. It doesn't mess with any of the stabilization of the bed rack. I'm gonna show you guys how to mount a mountain bike on the side of this bed rack, because we're gonna be taking them with us on our trips. Mountain biking stuff doesn't really do too good on my channel, so I kind of sneak it in a little bit if anyone is kind of niche down in the Toyota Tacoma overlanding bike scene. But looking here, this is called a Titan strap. I actually fell in love with these little straps, and I ordered a bunch of them. They have a variety pack. I had to order a bunch of them because Ashley has an e-bike, big tire on the back, and doesn't really fit on this little strap. So hers is pink, a little bit bigger, but I like these straps a lot. They hold up really well. I've had this bike mounted here doing about 75 down the interstate, and it's done great. And that little clip up here in the front, this is a fork mount I got off Amazon, like $17. I was a little bit nervous about it, but it's held up really good, and the bike doesn't go anywhere. I think this is a lot better than how I used to carry my mountain bikes. I used to carry it on a Fox tailgate mat, and it looked good and it worked well. I didn't have any issues with it, but this just takes it up a notch. I think it looks so unique on the side of the truck. You don't really see this too often. I know a lot of guys don't do the whole mountain biking thing, especially on my channel, but I thought this was too cool not to show you. Let's hop on the inside here, show you what's going on in my bed. All right, looking back in the back here, you can see this is my deck system. This is the main reason why I switched how I was carrying my mountain bikes, because they could no longer clear. This is a deck system. It's pretty pricey, but I got this one used, and I've been a big fan of it. I've actually loaded this up pretty well. There's locks on it. I don't have it locked because I usually lock my tailgate so people can't get in here. But basically, you know, this is made for us to live out of. So on this side, I'll bring you guys a little bit closer. So on this side, I have it set up to be our kitchen area, basically. So I have some plates here. I have our camp stove, some propane, a little sink thing. Oh, dude, our little knife. Check this thing out. This thing's awesome. Oh, how sick is that, huh? So yeah, this is basically all of our kitchen stuff. And then I have it separated right here with a lot of my tools. So this is actually most of my tools other than my power tools that I still have those in the house. This is just, you know, wrenches, ratchets, and stuff like that. But up here a little bit further, I'm gonna probably have to take my bag out to show you guys this. Oh, it's full. But this is a bag, and it's actually got a little camp toilet in it. I'll show you guys that. I don't think you guys actually need to see that, to be honest with you. It's just a little portable toilet. We haven't really used it yet, but you never know when you're going to need one. And with us planning to live out of this truck, I think it's important. And then a toolbox right there. And underneath that, I have a steel fire pit under there that folds down super small, but it actually weighs a lot. But anytime that we're out and we want to have a fire and there's not a fire pit available, that's going to be extremely useful. So this is actually the bed outlet that a lot of Tacomas come with that goes in here. But the problem was when I put the deck system in, I could no longer use that. So I actually moved it up and mounted it right here so I could still use and have access to that outlet. Pretty smart idea if you guys are running the deck system. You know, you can also just run an extension cord there, but I didn't want to have to leave this open the whole time. It bothered me. I don't know. I just thought this was a cleaner way to do it. On to the other side of the deck system. We're running out of room, guys. So here is some camp stove equipment. It's got pots, pans, little bowls and whatnot. It packs down super small. I haven't used this yet. I just got it the other day. I'm setting this up to be as compact as possible, but still have the necessity. So up until this point, I was just grabbing like pots and pans from the kitchen in our house to take camping with us. And I'm no longer doing that. I'm moving up. So I hope these are good. Maybe we'll do a review on them. So right here is an extension propane line for, well, I guess it's not even mounted up there yet. I have a 5-pound propane tank mount thing for back here. That's not mounted up yet. I'm doing this video a little bit too early, I guess. Wheels for, I can't tell you about that. It's for a different video. This is a small foldable table. I have not used it yet. Again, this is another thing that I just ordered the other day to try to give us, you know, a compact table when we're out. And, you know, I think having a table when you're living out of the truck is kind of important. So hopefully it doesn't fall apart when I'm trying to use it. But, you know, another long running review for you guys. Bolts and screws from some installs I've been working on. This is not going to be in there forever. This is just temporary. Bug spray. You need the bug spray. Bugs love me. They bite the crap out of me anytime we're out in the woods and I swell up. It's really bad. So I always got the bug spray on me. A lantern, a headlamp, a tarp. Oh, I got 2 of these hammocks in there because everyone likes a hammock. And just some batteries and stuff. This is all waterproof storage and mostly dustproof. So I'm not worried about any of that. I also have like an extension cable in there and some more lights to go around the camp. Well, guys, I did just officially open up the table. I know I'm getting a little sidetracked. It's kind of what I do. The table is compact and we know why. It's small. It's a small table. It's very low to the ground. It's going to work good when we're sitting by the campfire and, you know, in chairs, but to be able to use to set food on and anything else like that, we might need a little bit of a bigger table. It is cool though, it's compact, you know, I don't know. We are almost done with the deck system now, guys, but there is these little cubby holes here, and basically I just haul just some ratchet straps and a towel. That one's empty, you know, we do have some spare storage, but it'll probably be full. But that basically just has some ratchet straps there. And then coming back here, this is the mountain hatch tailgate. Pretty awesome setup here. Since we do all of our cooking out of the back of the truck, it was awesome to have this. This is actually a food safe cutting board as well. It's got these 3 cup holders here and a little spot to hold your spatula so you don't get sauce everywhere. It's food safe. You do some chopping, but I'm a big fan of this. And it also, when you crawl up, it doesn't hurt your knees anymore. This is awesome. On to the next thing here, my roto packs. And to the guy who comments wondering if these are filled, the red one's not filled. But I have to be a typical overlander and carry these. They are going to get used eventually. The water does get used, but the gas, we just don't have a need to use it right now for our location. But once we get out west and we're a little bit further away from gas stations, that's going to come in handy. Now, like I mentioned, I had to flip this around and haul it on the inside so it didn't interfere with our mountain bikes. I think now that I moved it lower, I can run it on the outside, but I just want to test it to make sure with Ashley's bike. Hers is a pain in my ass to get on there, but we'll talk about that a different day. Coming here on the other side of the bed rack, you can see I have some off-brand Max Tracks. I got off Amazon about $70. I hope they don't break when I go to use them. They could, but you know, if they do break when I go to use them, I bet they work well enough to get me stuck and out of that position I'm in. I didn't want to go ahead and pay the $360 for actual max tracks. That's just a lot of money for a piece of plastic. Now, they might be really good quality, but I'm a budget kind of guy, and the idea is I won't have to use these, so they're just gonna sit there and look pretty. They do kind of match the truck though, and in case of emergency, I'm sure they will work well enough. We should do a video and test these, don't you think? Yeah, maybe. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Should I do a video and test these cheap Max Tracks out to see how long they last? Let me know. So on to the final little topic here on this side. I do have a mount system like I do on the other side, but this is gonna be for Ashley's bike. She has an e-bike that weighs 75 pounds. It's heavy. But there's been an entire headache that I have wrapped up in trying to get this bike mounted here. First, I got a bigger fork mount that is a little bit stronger with a little bit stronger little, I don't know, axle thing. I can't remember exactly what those are called. But so I can feel confident that it's not going to snap that. Well, I went to go throw it on there, and because it's a fat tire e-bike, it's got like 4-inch wide tires, and the fork is a lot wider for this. So that sucked. I had to order an adapter that comes up, makes it wider, and hopefully it still fits and works well. That adapter is not here yet. So coming back here, this is Ashley's bike mount, and it just conveniently works out that it's a pink strap here. Titan straps are color coded per size, so the pink one is perfect for her bike right now. But I wanted to mention why I thought these bike mounts here are a little bit overpriced and kind of, I don't want to say a scam, but annoying. So on their website, Victory 4x4 that is, they have a picture of a fat tire e-bike on one of these racks. That almost looks like a bigger tire e-bike than Ashley's. And it looks like it's sitting in here, right? On the picture, I post the picture up right here. But actually, when I go to put Ashley's mountain bike in here, her e-bike, it doesn't fit. So it's gonna have to like sit kind of like cattywampus in there. And they don't offer a different size, so I didn't like misorder the wrong thing. But I wanted to mention that if you have a fat tire e-bike, it's not going to fit perfect in there. And that's a really small niche, you know, a mountain bike guy who wants to mount his mountain bike to the side of his truck and it's an e-bike. Sorry. Whew. Okay, guys, I think this wraps up the whole bed of my Tacoma. The windows are down. If you're curious, the windows are down because the other day I drove or hit a skunk and I've been dealing with a smell. So that's pretty awesome. That sucks. But thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting on the channel. It's been awesome. Let me know in the comments if you think I need to add anything to the bed of this truck for us to live comfortably. I'm sure when we're down the road halfway across the country, I'm going to figure out that I forgot to buy something and I'm going to be kicking myself in the butt about it. But it's not a big deal. We'll figure it out as we go. That's what I like to do. But if you guys have any recommendations, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of this face doing adventure stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Check this video out right here. It's pretty good.